You know what's potentially exciting about coming out to my garden today, which it's Sunday afternoon, is that I saw a giant swallowtail 2 days ago, and I have wild lime with green leaves. So I could find eggs. I don't think I will, but I could. And I haven't come out to my garden with the potential of finding caterpillar eggs. It feels like in forever. So I'm just going to find joy in this moment and just go take a peek. You know, I really do need to trim these and make some cuttings so they'll put out some new growth, because it is the smaller new leaves that the butterflies like to lay eggs on. And these plants have older, more mature leaves, not a lot of fresh growth. So let me go get my trimmers and we'll go ahead and do that so they can start putting out some of this like it's a little group of 3 that comes out on the end. That's usually where I find the eggs. But you know what? I think if they don't have the option, they're going to lay their eggs where they can. And these are wild lime trees, shrubs, and they're host plant for giant swallowtail butterflies. Got my trimmers. So there's a line of thunderstorms coming our way. It's supposed to come through here tonight, and we're supposed to get some rain. I hope. We haven't had like good rain in a while, and that'll really spur on the regrowth, hopefully, of a lot of my plants that are in the ground that need to grow back and show me that they're going to stay alive. Let's see, we'll take a cutting right there. And see this one, see how, well, they both are. It's like one tall branch. All right, let me scoot you over. There we go. It's like one tall branch. So the lower I take the cutting, the more likely it is going to split out. But I don't know. I'm going to cut these little yellowing ones off down here. And let me just take it down to here for now. But the lower I take it, the more it'll branch out. But either way, it's green. That's what we care about right now. Okay, and then this one has like one super tall stem and then these other smaller ones below. I really want to take the super tall stem down to about there, but I want all those leaves, so I'm not going to do that right now. I could do it later. I'm just going to trim it off up here. And again, the reason I'm trimming is because it'll force out some new growth, and I'll get some of those baby leaves that the butterflies like to lay their eggs on. Now, for the rest of these beauties, go ahead and do a little deadheading on this Greeneyes. The 2 ageratums, I think I'm going to put them in my hanging basket, my shepherd's hook over there, because right now it's that verbena and the remnant of a tropical sage. And I have 2 more of those pots, so I'll probably pot up the ageratums, put them in there so they'll be up higher and out there waving their little beautiful little flowers to attract butterflies and pollinators. And I'll just set the verbena aside somewhere and let it grow back. So let's do that. I've got more of those little pots that fit in those hanging baskets. Let me go grab them. Okay, I've got the pots. You know, today is, well, this is President's Day weekend. Yay, native plants. And my husband's supposed to come out and work on these viburnums that are across the back. He cuts off the very tall limbs, and he's going to work on a couple more of those, and then we're going to try and keep them low. And when he gets them, it's going to open up even more sunshine in my garden, which I'm all about. There'll still be enough shade back there, but like areas like like this, look at that, we'll get more sun. So I'm excited for him to do that. Here's a little before. Hopefully he's gonna do it this weekend, and then I can show you what it looks like after. But let's get back to this little project. You can see the supervisors are in place, ready to give guidance as needed. Woo, it's breezy. Okay, so these practically perfectly fit in the pot. There's a little bit of room to put a small layer of soil down, and then we'll just fill it in. Look how cute that's gonna look. Maybe a little bit more. There, that looks good. Ah, yes. All right, let me get the other one. Oh, look who is all over my beach verbena. You see him? Oh my gosh, he has got to be so thrilled to have found a flower. He's just like all over it. That's what we need. We need more flowers. Our little pollinators are all just gonna be so hungry because everything's frozen. Look at him go. I wish I had more for you, little guy. What a difference a little bit more green makes. So that's fabulous. Now I'm going to plant these little beach verbenas up right by the other one we were just looking at. So there'll be a nice little cluster of them right up front here. Put the other one on this side and actually ran it up into the other side of this little trellis just to get it upright towards the sunlight. And then I planted one of the Greeneyes in this planter right here. And look, you can see there's another little bloom right there getting ready to come up. So yay. More flowers. Let's get lots of flowers going in this garden. I want my pollinators back. I want my bees. I want my butterflies. One little step at a time. It's gonna happen. My daughter who lives in Wales just called me. I just sat out in the garden and visited with her for like an hour or so. I love it. I just looked at the weather app and that line of storms is fast approaching, but it also looks like the tail end of it's fizzling out, and that's where I'm going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and water those things I planted just a little bit, just in case the rain misses us. And I'm probably going to head in, and I'll be back to film more later when the weather improves, probably tomorrow. Hey everyone, it is Monday, and we had a good bout of thunderstorm action last night and lots of rainfall, which is gonna jumpstart a lot of my dead plans and hopefully get them going again. Right now, I'm obviously not going to notice a difference because it just happened last night, but we've got a good week of lots of sunshine this week. So I'm just hoping we're going to see some good movement in the right direction with the plants in my Florida butterfly garden. I do have a few little bits of exciting news. These are sweet scent, and look what's happening. So I'm going ahead and trimming off the big tall dead sticks. Little babies coming up. So you know my little Florida Greeneyes that I planted yesterday is standing up tall. This little flower is up. It's very happy. This is the first time I've had these in my garden, and I'm like, why? I've known about them for a long time, and I don't know why I've never purchased one, but now I have two. And the cool thing about them is they're a long bloom season, spring through fall, and they like to clump up and cluster. So I want to get one in the ground in this garden space too, so it can have the opportunity to do that. So I'm going to put the other one in the ground. I think maybe I'll put it kind of where this little square pot is, because there's a lot of empty space right there where it can spread out, and it will get good full afternoon sun there, which is what it loves. It's a pollinator friendly Florida native plant, attracts bees, butterflies. Why don't I have this already in my garden? And now I'm wondering, what else don't I have? Maybe I was just so enamored by the starry rosin weed that all the other yellow flowers fell to the wayside in my mind. I don't know. So let's go get that sweet little plant here so we can get some more flowers. Look how cute that is. Why don't I have these already? And there's a little dead head. There we go. Oh, and it should be really happy there with all that rain that we just had. And look at that little pentas right there. And my little lily right there. See, everybody's looking green. And another thing about that plant, they're supposed to smell like chocolate. A flower that has a chocolatey scent. Why don't I have this in my garden already? I just brought my big pot of longevity spinach that is growing back. So I'm just cutting it down. I love salad, and this is supposed to be like really good for you. It's the only like food that I grow. Food for humans, edible. And I'll just grab a few leaves off of it and throw it in my salad. But y'all, it's really, really good. So just sharing that. If y'all like salad, and I mean, the fact that the name of it is longevity, that in itself is a selling point to me. So I think I ordered mine online, like maybe on eBay or something like that. You can probably grow it, find seeds for it too. Look at how this stem, it comes up here and then it's completely bent down and going back down. I guess I'll just leave that like that. I'm just glad to see it's coming back up. So we're just gonna clean it up, and I'm gonna pull out all these tropical sages that were coming up in here. Maybe put a little bit of fresh soil on top for it and put it back out. There, look how much better it looks. Look at all the cute little regrowth. I even found some more starting up here. So, yay. I like to keep this right close to my garden door so it's easy to grab and take in. So I'm still working on bringing all my little potted plants in from right outside my garden room. This is my little Christmas cactus, but look what's coming up in it. A privet senna and tropical sage. So I'm going to take this little guy out and put it in its own little pot. Like this right here is something too. It looks like it might be a little pipe vine. It's for things like this that I like this long, skinny shovel, so you can like go straight down without disrupting everybody else who's there. Out. There we go. Yay! I'll just put him out here, my little plant menagerie. And now my little Christmas cactus is ready to go back out. I left this too just to see what it is. Okay, you guys, I figured out why I am so incredibly indecisive about this side yard. I know what my issue is and why I haven't moved forward. I like the open space, and I feel like if I put a bunch of shrubs out there, it's just gonna block the openness of the view, just being able to look out and see people walking through the neighborhood. Not only that, my dogs love sitting at that fence and looking out. That's like their TV. And I don't want to take that from them by putting a bunch of shrubs out there. So here I go again. Ultimately, it's got to be low growing pollinator plants for little bees and that sort of things. Mounding, low growing, so the dogs can see, so it still feels nice and open, but it looks better than that. low growing, like the Biden's alba. I mean, it's a pollinator favorite, but there's a lot of Florida natives that are low like that. So list your suggestions to me. But those of you who were excited about me doing the shrubs for birds and squirrels, I still might run a few more down the side. I don't know. I like just that openness. But it doesn't have to be open grass. It can be open, low growing, pollinator friendly, flowering things. Okay, so I do want to do more for the birds. And I have my little shade garden over here, you know, where my husband's been working on taking out some of those branches, which he did take out more. There's a ton of open area in there. And I already have a lot of bird-friendly plants in there. That's where my beautyberry is, the little rouge plants. That's where most of the birds are. The bird bath is there. They like going up in the oak trees that are there. So I'm going to fill that with the fabulous shrubs that you all suggested. Okay, I turned around because back there with that little right there, that all there is the section I'm talking about. Katie Cannon suggested a lot of bird-friendly shrubs. She started her garden as a bird garden and then evolved it to butterfly gardening. And now I'm kind of doing the reverse of her. So she's got a lot of good suggestions. If you go back in my last video and read her comments, great list of plants. So I'm gonna start collecting more of those and filling out that area. And not only that, you know, I was talking about taking out this hibiscus and putting the elderberry there. There is plenty of room in this shade garden, as I referred to it. It can become the bird garden. And I mean, look, this is all space here, all down there. And as my husband's been working on taking out, which let me shoot up, see, he got rid of, there was a big one right there. So I'm getting more open. And he's not taking them out, he's just cutting them off. They're still alive, they just don't need to be that tall. They're viburnums, it's supposed to be like a hedge wall, not trees. But look back there, there's a ton of empty space. We can take out those, what are those called? I call them mother-in-law tongues, but it's something like cast iron plant. Like, we can take out all of that, and there's lots of room in there to put in some new Florida native shrubs. So that's what I'm thinking for now. Look at oh, you want to know something funny? I told him, I said, when you cut those tall things, my husband, they can fall anywhere, I don't care, but not on my little wild black cherry tree. First one he cut went right on it, and I heard a crack, and I thought for sure it was broken. You can see it's leaning a little, but it wasn't that broke. But I was like, really? And he said the same thing, really? You know, that's the one place we didn't want it to go, and that's exactly where it went. It twisted around, and anyway, I'm excited about this. There are snowberries back in there. And then the wild black cherry, my spice bush is here. And then, you know, my monstera, hopefully it's going to come back because it looks tragic, y'all. It looks tragic. And I'm excited about this. We're going to get some Walter's viburnum in here. What else did you list? Oh, the how do you say it? Japan holly. It's funny, I read it all the time, but when you say it out loud, it's like all of a sudden you don't know how to say it. So it's gonna be fabulous. Stick around, and if you have more suggestions to add to make this a bird garden full of things that produce berries and seeds and coverage, because I see the birds, you know, I always think of them up in trees, but really I have a lot of bird activity in the lower shrubbery. So that's going to be awesome. All right. Now, to show that my indecisiveness isn't that bad, I'm going to end this video by showing a before of my Barbados cherry tree. There it is. And I'm gonna go get my little Saker mini chainsaw, and I'm just gonna cut it down to the bottom. So there's the before of what the space looks like. Let me get my tripod and set it up so you can watch me take it down. Now I'm not just gonna cut it once at the bottom, I'm gonna cut it in little chunks so that I can easily just put it in the recycle or the plant waste. Here's my little chainsaw. Saker, love this thing. Is its battery dead? Are you kidding me? That's why it's not working great. I am telling you, I'm gonna take it down. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna go charge the battery. Okay, so clearly this is not gonna be my tool of choice. I don't know what's up with it. It starts working, it doesn't. Maybe it needs a new chain. I don't know. I hardly ever use it. But my husband has bigger tools, and I'm going to make him do this. But I feel bad because I had it in my head. I'm going to go out, I'm going to take it down. And then it's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You guys, I had the tripod set up. I swear I thought the camera was on. I got my handsaw and I went to town on that because it's not that big a branch and I have a good tool and muscles and I don't need a power tool for that. And I was so excited there, sawing away. I didn't push the button. I thought I did, but I didn't. So none of it recorded. It's down. It's down, you guys. I did it with the handsaw. Look, there it is. I tossed it over in the walkway. See, there's my fresh sawing. So let me go see what it looks like. I haven't even walked out and looked. See what it looks like with it gone. Okay, I took the saw in, set it down. So I'm coming out, walking around the bend for the first time, and it's not there. It's right there. Oh wow, it really is so amazing how just like moving out one thing opens up a space. I know this looks so bad. I think people are going to turn on my channel and think, how is this a gardening show? Look at that. But y'all know, you have been here, you know what this garden has looked like. So I'm counting on you to keep watching until we get it back. So there, we did it. See, I made a decision about something. Well, and I kind of made a decision about that too. And I can't wait to see your suggestions of highly addictive pollinator attractor plants like that pollinators love, but that are going to be low growing. Look, there's a red trash can. Tap the like button. All right, so this video is going to go up tonight, and I hope you enjoy it. It's all kinds of random things, but that's what happens in grab and go filming. Just put my mic on and come out, and you get whatever I get inspired by. So there we go. There's a glimpse of the whole garden. Look at how awful my split leaves look. Ooh. But listen to the birds. Okay. Today is Tuesday, and I'm gonna go get this edited and uploaded. I hope your gardens are starting to show signs of life. And I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone. Tap the like button. Look, my husband left his little pile of thick limbs that he needs to break down from the branches he took out. You think he'll notice if I just toss that right on top? You think he'll notice there I left him some more stuff? Bye everyone. I should really be starting a new video, but I just got to show you, like, I'm still out here working. I had so much fun with that little handsaw. I really cut back my sweet almond tree because of Hurricane Milton. It was really leaning over the one way. So I cut out this really thick, well, it was about that big stem that was the heaviest part leaning. So now when it grows, it can start growing upright again. And listen to me, I'm out of breath. And there was this metal wire that was somehow the Barbados cherry tree, when whoever grew it had this wire to support it, but the trunk grew around it, and that big metal wire, I'll show it to you in a second, was stuck in the trunk. So I had to dig out the whole trunk and root, which, let me tell you, that was a job. So like this whole space is cleared, and with that sweet almond really trimmed down, it's going to give so much light to this area. And the sweet almond is already starting to put out some new growth. It's so exciting. Okay, hang on a second. So this right here is the root chunk. See that metal? See that? It was all the way through, and look at it. It's this big piece of metal. And so this was sticking up out of the ground. I'm like, I didn't want that in there. I would trip over that and break something. So I decided to get that metal out. Like, it's literally grown in and around. I had to take out the whole root base. So there it is. Katie and David, I expect to see a bunch of axe and heart emojis because I did it. And when you comment on this video, let me go show you that cleared out space. Oh wait, while I'm here, this is the stem of the sweet almond. Look how big it was. And it leaned over our Florida room roof, so now it's not going to be leaning that way anymore. So look how open this is. Look at all that space. Hello, Penta and Porterweed garden. Hello. There was a Darrow's blueberry, like right smack there in the middle of it. I just dug it up and moved it right over there. So it's still in the same lighting situation, but it also helps block the ugly wall. I also moved the ugly bird bath over there. And look at my sweet almond tree. Look at it. No longer are the zebra swallowtails going to come and be way up there on the branches getting nectar from the flowers of my sweet almond tree that's so ridiculously tall I can't get up there and film it. They're going to have to come down here. They're going to have to come down here. I love it. That back in the back is a, is it a japonica? Some type of that. Is it japonica? It's the family that the little Buddha belly is in. It's like that family. And I'll trim that down too so it can shrub out. It's actually really pretty, and it always gets hidden behind the sweet almond. So look at this space, y'all. Look at this space. Look at my big hole where I dug out that root ball. Let me back up. This is going to be so fantastic. I had so much fun with that handsaw too. Forget the little chainsaw. Let's just go with that little handsaw. It's so easy. Okay, now I am going, and this is going to be a longer than normal video because I'm probably pushing 40 minutes unedited, and really the way I film, I don't edit out much because it's the real. So give a thumbs up, comment if you don't mind the video being a little bit longer this time. Okay, bye everyone. Can't wait to chat with you in the comments.